Woman killed in suspected domestic dispute is Portland's third murder victim of 2024. A woman who is suspected to have been killed due to a domestic dispute on Wednesday is Portland's third murder within the year. She is 46-year-old Marilyn White, a laborer of Comfort Castle in the parish. The police are seeking White's baby's father, Ricardo Gray, otherwise called Osis, a former of Mills Bank in Portland, who they believe can assist with their investigations. It is suspected that the murder took place sometime between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Reports are that Donovan Gray, brother of Richard Gray, left for work about 8 a.m., leaving his brother at home. About 7 p.m. when he returned home, he noticed that the house was in darkness. He used his keys to open the front door, entered and turned on the lights. He then found White's lifeless body lying down between the kitchen and the living room. His brother Richard was not seen at home, the police reported. The police were summoned to the scene where they found White's body with several stab wounds to the chest and abdomen, the report disclosed. It added that the living room, bathroom and kitchen had blood, and it appeared that there was some form of struggle between White and the suspect. White was taken to Port Antonio Hospital where she was pronounced dead. Her death pushes the parish murder count to one more than the corresponding period last year. The police have launched an investigation into the murder. Buju Banton back on U.S. soil. Buju Banton is back in the United States of America. International record producer DJ Khalil went live on Instagram to introduce his brother, who is in Miami, Florida, for the first time since his arrest in the state about 15 years ago. "This is legendary. I haven't seen my brother, and I don't think you have seen my brother, and it's been about 15 years since you have seen him in Miami, or what we call the United States. And I just want to say, yo Buju Banton, welcome back to the second home," the DJ stated in his introduction of Buju Banton before panning the camera to show the reggae legend. In response, Buju said, "God is amazing, my brother. I want to say enough love to all the people out there. This is Buju Banton. I want to say enough love to all of you, all my fans out there, in all the states in the United States of America. Caramel is back." He continued, "It's been a long time since I haven't seen you. It's been a long time my feet have walked on this side. Nothing before the time, and now is the time. So let's get the music going, let's get the vibes going, let's pick ourselves up, and let's remember who we are, and let's get lively." Buju Banton, real name Mark Mary, was arrested in Florida in 2009 on charges of conspiracy of possession with the intent to distribute cocaine. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison and was released in December 2018 from the McRae Correctional Facility in Georgia. He was deported back to Jamaica, where he received a warm welcome from thousands of fans at the National Stadium during his Long Walk to Freedom concert held in March 2019. Legal experts have posited that since Mary was deported from the United States, he would only be welcomed back on a temporary work visa, but not a visitor or non-immigrant one. It is unclear if Buju Banton will be performing in Miami soon. Mother to be charged after 8-year-old dies in Westmoreland house fire. Westmoreland police are reporting that charges will be laid against a mother who is alleged to have set her house on fire, leaving her 8-year-old son dead on the top Lincoln Grange Hill Road in the parish. The charred remains of the child, who police identified as Ramil Richards, were found among the robbers following a cooling down operation. On Thursday, police sources told reporters that the boy's mother will be charged. The mother remains in custody. The incident, which happened on Friday night, has sent shockwaves across the country of Top Lincoln in Grange Hill and the wider Westmoreland. When asked to confirm if the mother might have suffered from a mental breakdown, the police said they heard rumors about that. However, the police sources noted that it is for the court to determine whether the mother is mentally fit following a psychiatric evaluation. Richards was a student of Peggy Barry Primary School in the parish. Reports from the Morgan Bridge police are that about 11:40 p.m., Richards was alone in the house when it caught on fire. It is alleged that the boy's mother, who was outside, raised an alarm and the fire department was summoned. After a cooling down operation by the firefighters, the lifeless body of the boy was seen lying on the ground. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. His mother was taken into custody. Meanwhile, speaking to reporters, Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Western Moreland Wilson expressed alarm at the number of people losing their lives in house fires in the parish. We've seen over the past year, going into 2 years, where youngsters should have lost their lives to house fire and its trend, and that is a concern, Wilson noted. He is recommending that more training be done in schools to educate youngsters on safety measures in the event of a fire. We have a lot of youngsters who are losing their lives to house fires, and it may require additional training in schools for these youngsters to improve their chances of surviving a fire, he stressed. Classes at Exchange All-Age School in St. Anne shift online following freak storm. Classes at the Exchange All-Age School in St. Anne are being held online following a freak storm. Sections of the school were damaged by the weather phenomenon. Speaking with reporters, Principal Ricardo Moncrief said parents and teachers are at the institution participating in cleanup activities. He pointed to severe damage to power lines and a section of the roof of the Grade 2 block. The principal also expressed concern for the students, stating that they were traumatized by the incident. Mr. Moncrief said electrical wire at the institution are to be inspected. He also expressed hope that face-to-face classes will resume soon.
We are at school trying to do some cleanup activities from the freak storm that we had yesterday, where a section of the Grade 2 block, the roof was damaged, and also the high tension wires leading from the power lines to the school, they were severely burnt. Also, other wires leading to different sections of the school. Classes are being held online as a result, and we have asked the teachers to use whatever medium that they can find to interact with the students. Yesterday, it was quite devastating for the students. It's the first time they were experiencing anything of this nature. Students were very traumatized. Many of them were vomiting. Some fainted. They are still traumatized even at this point this morning, because I spoke to some students. They are still devastated. I am still awaiting the electrician to see the extent to the damage wires, because that could be quite a bit of cost to replace those. But if all goes well and we're able to, then we should be able to resume tomorrow.
Collymore taken off plane on day of wife's funeral. Murder accused Omar Collymore came under pressure Wednesday during cross-examination by prosecutor Andrea Martin Swaby. Collymore and 3 co-accused are on trial in the Home Circuit Court for the murder of his wife, Simone Kemba Collymore, and taxi operator Winston Walters. Kemba Collymore and Walters were shot dead on January 2, 2018 by 2 armed men outside the gates of the apartment complex in Red Hill, St. Andrew, where Kemba Collymore lived with her husband Omar. The prosecutor, during cross-examination Wednesday, forced Collymore to admit that leading up to his wife's murder, he has been in a troubled financial position. The prosecutor pointed out that in evidence in chief, Collymore had stated that when he and his wife moved to Jamaica, it was her parents who helped both of them to set up business. In fact, the couple lived at the Campbell's residence up until September 2018, when they moved following a major confrontation between Collymore and his father-in-law. Living with the Campbells, you wouldn't have to pay rent, is that so? Martin Swaby probed. Collymore responded saying, "We had to pay for certain things. We bought food and everybody had obligations. When I decided I would no longer live there, the responsibility in terms of month-to-month rent didn't really fall on my shoulders. Yes, Simone and I had conversations about the effect of being out there on our own financially." Martin Swaby suggested to Collymore that months leading up to his wife's murder, their 2 businesses were facing a lot of challenges, and that he was struggling to take care of his own financial obligations when he moved out of the Campbell's residence. "No, I was not struggling, no. I was not in need of money," he said, which prompted the prosecutor to play a voice message he sent to Simone, which proved the contrary. In the audio that was played in court, Collymore said, "Maybe I didn't see that it was a great idea, but realistically, if we were in the same page, I have been busting my ass trying to find new customers. So for you to be saying that I don't care about the relationship or anything, no. Your idea of having this relationship, and saving this marriage is that we end up in the same house without working out of the issues we had before. Without certain things, life doesn't work all or nothing, Simone. All I'm trying to explain to you is instead of going after each other in front of the kids in the same house, let us just do what we need to do and get back our friendship and solidify that what we had. The business will come, but it is like you are not understanding that because you gave me an ultimatum and you are trying to say you didn't try to give me an ultimatum. Come on, you said I can use my time to do whatever, but then I don't have any money to do anything because the clock tower store is all set in bills and doing things and doing that. The prosecution then asked Collymore why he didn't initially, said he was struggling, and asked if he wanted to change his answer. Collymore said, "Yes, ma'am. I did say the business need to be adhered to the needs that I have," he said, admitting that business debt was neck high. Martin Swaby then points with more question as she sought to prove the prosecution's case against Collymore. It was further disclosed in court that Collymore did not attend his wife's funeral. The day of my wife's funeral, I was taken off a plane at the Norman Manley International Airport, but I did not know it was the day of her funeral. I learned that when I got arrested and they took me to the Constant Spring police station. That's when they told me. I was leaving the island to go home to Florida. I knew she was not buried as yet, so I had plans to come back to Jamaica safely when I saw fit. I was issued a warrant by the U.S. Embassy to leave. I saw it fit to leave, he said. It is alleged that Collymore put out a hit on his wife, which she had denied. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.